I know that you tutor for the college, but I know you also studied with us, and you studied part-time and while also working, which I know lots of people sort of think, is that even possible? So how did you manage?
Yes, my claim to fame is I've never directly studied away from home. I've always done it on a part-time basis. So I left school after A-levels and took a job at a local hospital where, at the same time as training to be a biomedical scientist, they put me through university. So that took 4 years, studying part-time. It is a commitment. You have to plan your time. You have to think, okay, well, this evening I've finished work at 5 o'clock. I'm home by 5:30. I'm hitting the books at 6. It's discipline, but I find that the outcomes feel much more worthwhile when you've put in that much more effort to fit it into your schedule.
And are you quite disciplined about this is the time I start and also this is when I'm going to finish and my studying in an evening?
I like to approach it in that way, but life often gets in the way. And I think it's all very easy to go, oh, well, I was supposed to start at 6, it's now 6:30, I'm going to give up and not do anything tonight. But if you can even do half an hour of reading a book, that's going in. It's all the time helping your brain to absorb some form of knowledge. So discipline's important, but also knowing when to say, okay, I've not managed it tonight, but tomorrow's a new day, I can start again.
And how about fitting it in? I occasionally get learners that will come to me and go, well, I'm going to study all day Sunday. And I always think, is that actually going to work? So how did you actually rationalise weekend time as well?
I used to break the day into 3 pieces, morning, afternoon and evening, and I would only ever work for 2 portions of a day, because otherwise you'll get distracted by lunchtime, look out the window, the sun will be shining and you'll give up. It's best to be realistic in how much you think you can do. And I always say to my students, when you pull up your study plan, the first thing to do is put into that study plan family parties, work trips away, and times when you know you definitely, absolutely won't be able to study. Cross those out and then see what you're left with and populate the rest of that study plan with a realistic idea of when you can study.
Now, presumably you need quite a supportive family and social network around you as well.
Yes, and I think it's always important to say to people, please leave me. I need this time. My phone will be off. I'm going to shut the door of my study or my room where I like to do my studying. Don't disturb me, not even with a cup of tea and a biscuit, because people think they're being helpful by saying, I've made you a cake or I've bought you a drink. But I think once you've put that message out there and said, no, leave me, I'll be back at X time, that makes it easier for everyone.
Now, you said you studied for your degree while you were working, but you then carried on. You are a serial studier, and you carried on to do all your CIM qualifications as well.
Yes, so after my degree I did my master's part-time, and then I decided that I really wanted to complement my science background with the world of marketing. I wanted to be able to sit in a room of marketing experts and say, actually, I know about this. And that's where I found Cambridge College, who were teaching CIM, allowing me to do it on a part-time basis, even better. So I studied several routes, the evenings sessions, the weekend sessions, and also distance learning, so a mix of all of them. I found each of them were beneficial in their own way. So yes, I am a serial part-time studier. Yeah.
And is it worth it?
Yes. When I go for conversations about work or even interviews, people always pick up on you studied part-time. Explain that to me. And I feel that they have an added respect for you to know that you've been able to balance your time. Not only that, you've come out the other side with a qualification.
And it is actually worthwhile, even though at the time I know that there are days when you just want to scream when you're studying.
It's painful, and this is what I say to my students. I'm not going to lie to you, it is painful, but the pain will be worth it. Maybe not, next week, next month, but when you have that certificate in your hand, you can feel good about yourself that you've done it.
Excellent. So if you had any tips for somebody who is studying part-time, what would you suggest?
Always use your study plan. Start out with your study plan and be realistic. And just remember that at the end of it all, the goal is worth it.
That's great. Lucy Lehane, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
The Marketing Review
with Cambridge Marketing Colleges. Visit marketingcollege.com to see our courses.